Right, so this is the first time I've done this, okay? So, as you can see, I'm wearing a very tatty sort of Justice League top, okay? Because I'm a DC fan, okay? And I wanted to wear the Justice League on the front. Now, it's all starting to fade, so that's really what's happening to Joss Whedon's movie. Is starting to fade, and I just use this top for work. But when I get this top, hey, different story. Before I begin, what I want you to do is check out in the description below. There's a link to some great guys. I've just watched them. I just found them on the net. That's them there. We watched a movie, Zack Snyder's Justice League. These two guys are brilliant. They've basically said everything that I wanted to say, really. Just give us a wee second. I'm going to close this door. Right. So, I want to. I've talked about the DC fandom and how the haters have already tried to get a hold of the leaked trailer and started putting it down and started talking about, oh, there's nothing new here. And I'm thinking, what trailer did you watch? Okay, Zack Snyder's already said every bit of the film is his. He would rather burn the film if nothing was shot by him. This is the story, and when I seen this trailer, and we had all the talking beforehand with the fans being behind it, telling the establishment that we're not going to take this bill, we're not taking this rubbish that you sent us, that this Joss Whedon guy came in, and I couldn't believe. He started to throw his weight around, and the fact that he cut the scenes that are in this trailer is unbelievable. I mean, he must really think he has a superior bloody vision for how to make a superhero movie. The fact that he went in and destroyed it. Now, he's never came out and said what actually happened. Did he have Jeff Johns or John Berg, whatnot, telling him what to change and how to direct it and what, or were they two, were these people in cahoots and how to change this film? It's just beyond me that this film was never real. See if this film came out, we would be in a totally different sort of area. We'll be talking about Justice League 2. We would have seen Justice League 2. This film would have made a load of money. And people who would have seen this would have went, now I see where they were going with Man of Steel and BVS. And they would go back to these films and they would watch it, and they would watch this Justice League, they would watch Man of Steel, BVS, Justice League as one ensemble story. But the people weren't ready for that yet. The people weren't ready. And so how I thought, I mean, I watched this and I watched people's reaction, and I'm reminded about the struggles and the hardship that we all faced, all the people that put us down, the media that just has got it in for Zack, and how they wanted to turn it into some sort of Marvel movie and whatnot. And see for these people, see for these haters out there, see for these people. Now, if this film comes out and you still don't like it and it's hateful, you've got to respect that this is still quite an achievement for fans and for the director to get his vision or art out there. So no matter if it's a failure or whatnot, it is still something to be proud of. We still sent money away for the movie, for the charity. I listened to one commentary before, and you can tell that this person wasn't into the Snyder, and he was cutting the trailer into bits, and then when Desad got in, he actually thought that was Steppenwolf, and he never corrected. So I can guarantee, in the things below, um, how many people would say that's not Steppenwolf, that's Desad. And you could there were other moments where he was trying to dissect the film into how much he got wrong. And but this is good because it's got people who have either not stood behind the Zack Snyder movement or knows very little of it, is now taking an interest. And for the last couple of days, I think Zack Snyder has, in the Justice League, has become this sort of, excuse me, a legend because it's been tweeting and people are talking about it. And I hope I'm right by saying all that, because I live in my own sort of DC fandom mind, So when I go onto YouTube, I'm only listening to other DC fans, so I'm taking what their word for it. But if I was like to unsubscribe and go to somebody else's channel and whatnot, somebody new, would I still get that same reaction? I would think so. Because I don't think there's many movies that's had this sort of publicity, or this sort of fanfare, and it's amazing. I don't think I've came across. I've been a Star Wars fan, I've been a Star Trek fan, and being a DC fan, it seems to be that there is a different community out there, each for each own, but this goes to prove that the DC fandom that is out there is much better than most of your fan groups that are there. Um, and and honestly, when I listen to the song from this trailer, you can tell that the music was chosen because when they sing Hallelujah, it's like it's not about the film, it's about the world coming together. And when I get my Zack Snyders, they've not faced us united. And when you put our journey for the last few years with that music, and for us watching it, and for the feeling and the heart throbs that go with it, yeah, it just means that Hallelujah, for me, it is for the fans, So let's have a wee sit down, and if you can't see the picture, then apologise, okay? I just need some sort of light. So let's see. Max original. Now I've heard there was a secret chord. When I first seen Darkseid like that, it was I couldn't believe it at first. I was not expecting to see Darkseid at the very beginning with the Omega sign on him. Now that's not probably Darkseid just now. Oh god, is it Axis, Lexus or something? His name is escapes me. But that's before he becomes the villain that we all know, Euxis. Right. See when I turn on the camera, right, my brain melts, seriously. So that's before he becomes the mighty thing he is. So let's see. Where's my cursor? Hello? David played and it pleased the Lord, but you don't really care. Now, when I saw Superman screaming in pain with the electricity like that, I thought, right, okay, is that just a recap of the last one? But now the more I think about it, is that Zack Snyder, or the original trailer, when they say, when Lex Luthor said at the end of BVS is that the gods are dead and they have heard, the bell cannot be unrung. So I believe that that's Superman, the way he died in pain and agony and whatnot, and his scream, that is when Darkseid and his minions and whatnot got interested, and started to make their way to Earth because there were no protectors, no lanterns there. So that's the way I see that. And in this scene, you see the Justice League. There's many people trying to pinpoint who's in the rubble just now, who are the the armor. Is there a spear to the left side? Who does the spear belong to? Probably a lot of Easter eggs. And there's a card that flies by here, and if you slow it down, you'll find that it's the Joker card, burnt to a crisp. And to see this, and to actually see the Justice, who was expecting the Justice League Tower? Because how did we get from BVS to going to Bruce Wayne's manor, making that a sort of Justice League temple? But then again, that was a Joss Whedon cut. Maybe Zack Snyder never planned for his old house to be the Justice League room. Maybe that was all Joss Whedon. So, so to see that Justice League sign was a total surprise. That's a bit of fan service there. The Joker card, the Parademons, one of Max. It goes like this, the fourth, the fifth, the minor. Now, what we're seeing here is you got Wonder Woman coming to see the arrow that was put down in the ground, was fired from Themyscira, and all Wonder Woman saw was that on the news was there was a fire in the temple. So what I'm gathering from this is she goes and sees the arrow herself, but in the ruins where that arrow lands is where she sees Darkseid on the wall and the boxes, and that's what makes her more. Now the biggest question is, which we saw in the original trailer, is Bruce Wayne's looking at this Superman, or we believe to be a Superman holographic image, but when you look at the legs and everything else, it looks feminine. So here we're going to finally find out who that was. Was it Superman? Does he have nice legs? It's Now we have Aquaman. I always believed when I saw this Joss Whedon cut, it was cut too short. The music and everything else. We're going to have. There's, I believe, in that shot you saw Cyborg's mother cheering him on, and you are going to get really what Zack Snyder's always said, the heart of the film, which was Cyborg, and we are now going to understand why of his journey and why he was called a heart. We've seen him cry when he found out that Zack Snyder's Justice League was getting released, and no wonder if he had so many great shots of emotion and everything else. No wonder it means so much to him and so much to the fans. And here we have Superman coming out with the black cape, right? And right away this is a totally different film. It may end in a similar fashion. It may or may not, but the tone, the colour and everything, totally different. Junkie XL is back doing the music, and for me, music can make or break a movie. It's the music that will get you in the heartstrings. That scene I love with Wonder Woman just looking down at. Again, I'm sorry for the light, but it's, check the trailer out yourself. Right? I'm not one of these gizmos where I can have something on the bottom of the screen. But just to look at that high definition face with that young wee girl and the smile, it's just iconic for a young girl to look up to Wonder Woman. And with the music playing on, it was just fantastic. I believe we're going to get so much for each character. We're going to get more depth into every one of them. We have the Flash scene that we've seen, like, models of, where he saves Iris. Now, who's Cyborg digging the grave for? Is it for himself? Has he had enough? Is it his mother? Is it his dad? Or is it Clark? What is he doing? But he's passionate. He's wanting answers, and he's digging himself, probably without any, response from the Justice League. We've been told that, as I say, these are about heroes that are coming together. Maybe at this scene, nobody's together yet. And it doesn't look like a graveyard which Clark Kent would have. Well, no, maybe Clark Kent was buried in. But then again, would he know that was Clark? We have Batman. The bit on the rooftops of the police station. I mean, when you look at the Joss Whedon cut, that is like blurred. And I says, why would you blur that sort of image with a polythene bag or something that flaps over it in the Joss Whedon cut? Now you have this full image of him standing on top of a sort of death thing, which makes you question the police, because that's on top of Gotham Police Station. So the police are, badass, right? I couldn't feel, so I. Now what this other commentary didn't know, that we're not in an office of the Daily Planet. We're at Lois's home, and what you'll see in a wee second is she's looking up to the sky and she's seen Superman towering above. Now, I've been told this music is from The Watchmen, so it's symbolic of that, but I honestly don't believe he picked that because it was The Watchmen. Or maybe so. Maybe it had something to do with that directorial sort of conference he had when it was talking about the director's cut. Maybe it was symbolic to that, and that's why he chose this music. But anyway, it works every time. But what's so great is we have the mother coming to see Lois to make sure that Lois is okay. But what we found out really is that's not her mother. That has the potential to be the Green Martian. And the Green Martian cares for Superman. He knows. Sorry, this is like itchy on my forehead. And General Sandwick, who oppositely plays, he's seen the relationship between Lois and Superman, so he's looking after the two from the side. So and being hidden from the world and everything else, he's using his big heart of his to ease the suffering. So I like that. And of course, we have Unite the Seven. I've told the truth. I didn't come to fool. Now, in the film, suddenly Aquaman appears with the armour on, and we don't know how he got it or where he went for to get it. And this scene, this sort of indicates that scene with Volko and Tim saying, I don't want this trident, I don't want anything part of this. It may explain in these scenes, when we see the armour down below and we see the trident down below, he walks away from that. So that is definitely, it's going to explain how and when he puts on the suit. But again, it kind of diminishes what Aquaman done in James Wan's film. So we don't know if even Aquaman was meant to wear the suit, but then again you see the end credit where I presume he's wearing the suit. So it's all higgledy-piggledy just now. Or maybe you have a better answer. Let us know in the comments. What's this? And there's the Sad. Not Steppenwolf. The Sad is a sort of evil. I've seen him. Him and Steppenwolf in comics do not look like that. Okay, in the comics I've seen him look more human, but evil sort of person. He's been featured in Wonder Woman. Sort of an evil magician and stuff like that, and evil sorceress or something. Or maybe I'm way off key. Maybe I've read the wrong character, but I'm sure the Sad has this sort of magic and sort of dark side, sort of advisor, so to speak. Now this is moving. There's Superman up in the And Lois looking up. Now, the music and the timing of this trailer is fantastic. You see Cyborg's dad beside the box, but his face has changed. So I don't know if he was turning into a parademon or something, or he was giving his life to save his son. There's also what else just went by? Oh god, I went so fast. So again, it raises so many questions. We also have the Wonder Woman, and this is now Steppenwolf coming in. Now, what happened in those flashpoints? Who was the people standing there? Was it James Gordon? Was it? It just happened so quick, but you know that is a key moment and it's not giving away too much. And now we have Superman flying in wearing the black suit. No sort of cheesy liner sort of thing coming in. Now, that was epic for me when I first seen it. It was like Batman standing there with the arm up, taking the bolts, with his muscles and whatnot, taking the hits. And we have something happening to Flash here. I don't know, something's happened to him. He's maybe this connects to the future when he connects with Bruce Wayne. He sees the future, then somehow goes through the door and he ends up in the Batcave. Who knows? For me, after all this is said and done, you need to support the Justice League. We need to support Zack Snyder's Justice League and subscribe if you can to HBO. If there's other platforms, for us, we won't get it, but Zack Snyder promises they're trying to make a deal. If we can show our support and buy it or watch it or subscribe to something that shows it, we may just get Justice League Part 2. And we have those moments where we're going to get more of a backstory with what happened thousands of years ago with the original King of Atlantis. We're going to get Cyborg. What is it with those missiles? Has he seen a potential of how powerful he's going to be? Is the mother box showing him this stuff? The Flash here seems to be, tapping into some sort of extraordinary power rather than just running fast. He seems to be putting his heart and soul into this. And there we have the stand, and yes, Aquaman is wearing the suit at the end and they're getting picked up. And now we have that immortal line.
This guy's probably fought hundreds of thousands of other super beings on the other planets he's destroyed, right? And we have to assume he's won.
I don't care how many demons he's fought and how many hells. He's never fought us. Not us united.
And that to me is what's on the Zack Snyder back, which, oh god, it's on its way. It's getting, it's traveling from America and stuff. And for something that we've campaigned for so many years, for everybody that's tweeted, for everybody that's sent money, for everybody like myself that's defended BVS and tried to show people and introduce people to a different way of making a sort of superhero movie, for Warner Brothers and the DC fandom to suddenly realise that we can make all these films. We don't have to follow a storyline. We can have so many Batman and Superman and whatnot. We don't have to... People are going to separate stuff they see on TV from the big screen. It doesn't have... Marvel tried to do it, okay? They tried to do it with the TV series that connected to the Marvel movies. It didn't really, let's be honest. Okay, it may have done one wee nod to the movie, but it's really not. And this, what you're going to get by doing it this way, is you're going to have directors that will let their artistry, their creative genius flourish on the screen. And how somebody, if you look at Zack Snyder, this is his trailer. For me, it's 10 times better and more heartfelt than the film. This goes to show that, the studios only care for money. They don't know art or great storytelling if it slapped them on their face. So listen, thank you for watching. Please check these guys out in the description below. Thank you for watching. Have you got anything else about that trailer you want to let me know? Please drop it in the comments. Thank you very much.